world-1.net anniversary. Whee! Alfred Chicken. Kind of a special game. First game we attempted, and it was just Ryan and I, and we had no idea what the fuck we want to do with the site.
And then Shane started pouting and got mad at us.
And that's why he's on the podcast. And we just
don't
did
act
this.
like that's not what happened.
No, it's not. So we just did this thing, and we didn't know what we wanted to do with the site, but we knew that it was going to be a Super Mario Brothers reference, World -1. And this game was pretty indicative of that old school kind of feel, whereas like there's all kinds of crazy, weird
visuals.
Yeah.
Weird, I mean, just weird premises in general.
And just hidden things like everywhere. And this game was really cool. Very, just genuinely interesting.
It was really fun to play, by the way. It was a very fun game.
And not a lot of people know about this game, frankly. I
Yeah,
don't know
well,
if it's hipster or not.
Most people, I think, knew it on the Amiga. Because it was on the Amiga first, I think.
Alright, that would make more sense.
And then there's a Game Boy port that's actually a longer game than this. Like, it's got more stages and stuff. Yeah,
How would this even work in gray? In like gray-green scale.
Well, if you think about it, if you make the gameplay, smooth, like it doesn't matter what colors you use.
I suppose.
Like that was a major problem with the Toxic Avengers Game Boy port, was the animations were awful. I mean, everyone knows how good the Nintendo version was.
Anyway, God damn it, Shane, chime in with something insightful.
I'm just, since we're reliving and all, I'm just being pouty like you fucking,
Oh, bitch.
Oh.
But you literally said, let's redo it because I couldn't speak, and then the first thing you do is chime in with how I was pouty. So I was like, well, fuck it. I just won't say nothing on this one then.
You are pouty.
A little Shaney Shane.
You know what, though? Everything comes full circle, and Shane's just being pouty. That's cool.
Doing what I do best, man.
Little Shane.
This whole thing happened.
Now that we're past that, no, it was very nice to be included in the site after this piece of crap game. No, it was a good game. It was.
This game's good. Looks cool.
It is a good game. And to your point, it was intriguingly different from most of your NES games at the time. I know I didn't hear about it until well after Super NES days.
Yeah, there is a Super NES game, right?
Yes, there was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's whenever I officially heard, oh, there was a part on the Nintendo. I don't remember that kind of thing. So.
An Amiga, the Commodore Amiga. Ooh, let's play Beast. How come Beast never made it to NES or Super Nintendo or Genesis? What's up with that?
I never played Beast. I didn't have computer games.
Beast was like the Amiga game. It was Three Stooges and Beast. Those were the games.
Now, are you saying you had an Amiga as well to go with that 3DO that you talk about all the fucking time?
Well, actually, Amiga was like 87, 88.
Dang, I was 3 years old.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Oh, fuck, I forgot.
Middle-aged men had the Amiga, and they would show it to me, and it was really cool.
They would show it to you if you showed them something.
They would make me suck on their joystick.
Okay. Did they have handlebar
that didn't control the game at all. I was very disappointed.
Did they show up in vans with candy?
No, they just made me suck their joystick. It didn't taste good.
You just said, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?"
Can I play Beast now? So anyway, what is history. Beast? Now let's go. Little history. I would Wikipedia it for you to look it up because it was one of the first games I ever saw that did that goofy 16-bit thing where like there's like 15 layers on a background and the back moves
so it looked like 3D
front.
but not really.
Yeah, that's basically what it did, and it was probably just a shitty 2D scroller.
So they basically lied to you.
Well, they got
well, it's all about perception.
Yeah. So anyway, we should focus on Alfred Chicken. Good game.
Well, I mean, it's pretty simple. The point of the game is to pop the balloons off the stands, and then the little hidden doors that I go into in each stage, they give you...
Yeah, Ryan knows where all the tricks are.
Yeah. This one also kind of shows where all the little secret stuff is.
Yeah, and again, you're doing this to get the best ending or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah. There is
And
like
it's
a
this
good
weird
and
balloon
bad
thing.
ending.
Now the problem is that he moves really slow, and the things move kind of fast, and that's just one of the more annoying dickery things.
Very common in NES games.
A little bit, yeah. Now, how this all came about, we'll just do a little World Menace one, pretend that people give a fuck.
Now, okay, go ahead.
Are we going the Chris Gold route?
Yeah, I was going to ask, are you going to even mention that other project we had going on?
Yeah, why not?
It
happened.
Shane, how the fuck were you involved in Chris Gold Live?
Not that.
No, we were doing Chris Gold Live. It was an audio
about
podcast.
Nerf Gamer. I was,
Yeah.
Well, Nerf Gamer came out after
Nerf Gamer
Chris Gold Live.
was
Okay, well
Chris
then
Gold
run
Live.
down the history then. That's what I was asking. What were you going to cover?
No, it was the same thing. So anyway, what happened is that we were doing an audio podcast. I actually did find a treasure trove of some of these old ones, and frankly, they were hilarious. I wish I was as funny right now as I was back then, but I'm not. So go figure. And we had this podcast thing, and Chris would try to direct us to talk about news, and we wouldn't, because we were dicks.
Oh yeah, and he would talk about how what was that stupid game he said was like the best? Brink. He said Brink was tournament worthy, and it was like a good game.
We had a hilarious run where he said Brink was going to be the shooter of the year, and the game was at best an abysmal failure that everybody hated.
At best, an abysmal failure.
At best, an abysmal failure. So I made
the first time I'm hearing this. So this is,
Oh, okay.
Oh God, I should. I'll dig
y'all
up.
didn't give me the Chris Gold history.
No, dude, I will.
met you two. Remember?
It's
like,
on a
Chris
CD
and Ryan
somewhere
were
or
already,
on
like,
an old hard drive.
hanging out, and it was like Kevin brought me into the group, and that was that.
I made this delightful dial tone. It was just like, the old school dial tone. And I was like, I got Chris Gold here at the
because he didn't
Game
have
of the
internet.
Year headquarters for Brink. He's manning the phones. What's going on?
No calls yet, Chris.
We had fun. It was fun. He was like, fuck you guys.
Oh yeah.
So coming out of Nerfed Gamer, where we would do the...
No, coming out of Chris Gold Live, then we did Nerf Gamer, because that's when Shane came on.
Yeah, that's when I got brought in.
Was he a Nerfed Gamer?
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
Yes, because remember, he made that video of the unboxing of some Street Fighter thing where he didn't blink.
Yeah. Street Fighter X Tekken. I wrote T-bowing versus teabagging.
I barely
and I
remember
wrote
that.
the top 10, like...
Well, you
the
only
top
wrote
10
one thing
was-
for our site in a year. So
Yeah.
are you due?
I don't know, Kevin. I don't fucking know. Maybe I'm busy out drinking with friends.
Maybe
and
you
sitting with
are.
a pipe or something.
Oh, you're busy to bitch. You got time to bitch and moan and complain. Shane's pains. Yeah. How'd that go? How'd that go? Yeah, you got one.
Hey, man.
That's a good article.
Shane
that
had
one
pain.
you wrote a year ago? Good
Why
article.
not?
I enjoyed it. No, I did. I enjoyed it. It's good.
All right, so moving on.
And by the way, that was like your idea. I was just like, okay, all right.
What else did we talk about? Chris always wanted us to talk about news for some reason. And
He wanted to
like
talk about like news
current
for
shit
that
or
he
whatever,
cared
right?
about. He wanted our intro to be like this wrestling theme that was just the worst song ever. Something like I Came to Play, and it's like, no.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Fucking
stupid song.
tribal
Put that song-
tattoo. I do way too much creatine and steroids.
Yeah, he put that song in front of everything he did.
Oh, it was terrible. Just terrible. So then, like, Ryan and I got to talking just about stuff, and we're like, this podcast is kind of boring, but it's funny, but it stopped being funny. And then...
Well, because we would just rag on Chris for how ridiculous he would...
Yeah, and it just got old, because we would get pissed off when we'd rag on him. And he wouldn't talk to us.
Yeah, that was the thing. He
wouldn't talk to us for like 4 days after the podcast.
Yeah.
He really wouldn't. He wouldn't. He was like mad at us.
That was the reason why we had to go once a week, was because literally we couldn't get a hold of him for a week.
Well, literally, you would not get a hold of Chris because he was mad at So, real life, that's what
I know,
happened.
like, there was very few times I ever talked to Chris without flipping him shit about cooking a fucking sandwich. I know that.
Oh, the cooking a sandwich.
We should have that conversation again.
Oh, that could be an hour long.
And then, like, instantly parlayed from that is he's like, oh, you should join my website. So I go on the website, and there's not even a button to fucking log in and shit. And that's why, like, the first thing I ever wrote for Nerf Gamer was about how pissed I was about how he ran his own damn website.
Oh, I do remember that. I actually do remember that.
Yeah. So that's how I got into the spiel.
So then, post-nerfed, Chris just didn't really know why he had a website. He just had it to have it.
Yeah, the thing that I remember, I got on him about the logistics of his show called Chris Gold Live, because I said we're recording it, so it's not live. So how are you calling it live?
That makes no sense.
And
it's Chris Gold though.
Yeah, right.
I don't think he truly understood like what was wrong about that. Like it didn't make any sense.
That's like cooking a sandwich. It's just Chris Gold. It's his interpretation of it, and you're not going to convince him he's wrong.
Right. So anyway, what happened was that Ryan and I would go
We'd
on
play Street Fighter
tangents.
for hours.
Yeah. And then the reason that Ryan and I became friends was because he really gives a shit about old video games, and so do I. And Chris is like, that's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Why do you care about that stuff? Because it's cool, dude.
Well, and this was what 2 or 3 years ago. What you know, what's all super hip right now? Old games.
Mm-hmm. As in, you and I were right.
Well, and
straight up.
I remember when Chris really very recently he got his his emulators and stuff set up for his new computer that I don't know how he
wasn't
bought.
bragging about it, was he? Because I would fucking punch him in the balls.
He got all into like Mega Man.
Oh, fuck him. Do you remember how much he fucking busted our stuff? Because, like, we would talk... I would mention, like, that I had a 3DO, as I do pretty much every podcast at least once,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Shane loves that. It's his favorite.
Yeah.
Or Ryan and I would kind of derail stuff talking about, like, old Nintendo games.
Well, because we would go on tangents about how awesome old games were.
Because they are! And if you don't appreciate the stuff that made everything you're playing right now...
What you play today, yeah.
Come on. The reason Fable is good is because Phantasy Star 2 on Genesis was a good game. And they put 2 in... By the way, brilliant thing where you just kind of fell through the weird wall and...
Right, but it's part of the secrets for
just
the best ending.
Brilliant. Just good shit. Alfred Chicken is a very good game. That's why it was one of the first things that we were talking about. And Ryan and I didn't know what exact direction we wanted the site to go, but we were.
But you knew you didn't want it to
look,
be a rehash of Chris Gold's theories and ideas.
No, the reason we started is because we didn't want to do more of that.
Well, because it was just a news thing.
This is what we like. We like old games. That was Ryan. Like, I met him just like I met you. I met him on Street Fighter 4 just like I met you. And I was like, holy shit, that's an amazing Ryu. I want to play you more. And he's like, cool. And we got along because I don't mind losing, and he likes winning, and we just play games. No, but seriously, like, it was never a thing, and we just played, and we had a good time. And then I met you, Shane, and then we made rooms, and you're not a bitch about losing either. We just play, and we have fun.
And totally respect that we play the same character, but we play them differently. So it was like constant.
It's a beautiful game.
Yeah, it's weird.
So then we came through to this particular thing where Ryan was like collecting. Chris didn't even give a fuck about like all this cool shit Ryan had. And that's all I wanted to talk about during the podcast. And he was pissed off. Chris was like, oh, God, nobody cares. It's old. Nobody gives a shit. I was like,
yeah, we're going to talk about
everybody gives a shit. Because frankly... I mean, $800 for the Flintstones game? Just saying.
Yeah, and
just saying,
but I was a big retro gamer as well.
And that's also a thing.
You talked about it, like prior to Hurricane Katrina, I had like a fucking game collection and shit too. So I was definitely intrigued and interested. But to your point, every time you talk to Chris about it, he's like, "Yeah, no, I've got to go pick up the new whatever." it's not always about the new shit.
I do have to hook up with him because Christery, it has to happen. We have to. Because it's hilarious. Chris is hilarious.
One
human being has not made me laugh so fucking hard in my entire life as much as Chris Gold.
You guys will understand why we obsess about Chris Gold once you listen to him speak for about 30 seconds.
So we're going to make that a thing on the site. The bottom line is that this was the first video, and the first one we did was just kind of like a pilot run, because we didn't know what we wanted. We didn't know what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And Ryan and I were just talking about it, and it's like, look, we did the podcast, we did that, and it was all audio, and maybe we should have like some kind of like video going on. And I'm like,
I remember,
you have a lot of old games, and he's like, well, I want to do no death runs, and so I'm like, so why not do no death runs, and we can make a podcast around that. And that's basically why I bought web space that says world-1.net, and that's why we do what we do, and that's why we've made
Well, I remember we were trying to get GoRight.com and some
Just Go Right or something like that.
Yeah,
well, like some nincompoop has it. He's not doing anything with it, but
yeah, we wanted like Just Go Right.
Oh yeah, did y'all didn't even cover Down Up Kick? Are we gonna
Chris Gold was supposed to make Down Up Kick. I'm glad he took it off my GoDaddy, because they're not trying to like make me pay $65 a year to renew it.
Now,
he was supposed to make a site for fighting games called Up Down Kick.
Down Up Kick.
Down Up Kick, whatever it was. Yeah, I care. And that
came from the AK-47, wasn't it? With the What's a Good Combo?
Jeff from Seattle, who is a good dude and just kind of fell off the radar. He
got
started
married
playing other games and he didn't care anymore. Did he get married?
He something happened and he quit playing for a while, and then that was it. He either moved or got married or something. But he had a total fucking beast DJ.
Yeah, he was okay.
Well, you got to understand it's me talking here.
Oh, fuck you. His guile was really good.
His guile was pretty good, yes.
The good DJ, that was
That was
AK-47. That was a guy from Tennessee.
Oh, am I mixing them up? Is that what I'm doing?
You're mixing up Jeff and...
Okay, well then never mind.
The other guy's name was Dave.
Oh, okay.
He was a gypsy, and he lived in Tennessee, and he's like... I remember the last time I played him. He's like, shit's really hitting the fan. I'm going to marry this girl, and she's
that's the one I was talking about.
And my family is going to disown me, so you're not going to hear from me for a long time. And I haven't heard from him since.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I was mixed up then. That's who I was talking about.
Isn't it weird that these weird little video games that people treat so flippantly, you hop on Xbox Live and everybody, like, their concept of it is these angry 12-year-olds that just tell everybody that, they're a faggot and they don't fuck off. We've made, like,
I was
real...
tell you something that I read really
Shane
funny.
visited my house. I met him on Xbox Live. And when you tell somebody that, they're like, what? No, he's over my house. It's cool.
I told you, like, people here at home gave me shit about it because they're like, where are you going? On vacation. I'm going to Detroit. Why? I'm going to meet a friend. Well, where'd you meet him at? Online. They're like, you're going to meet a guy that you met online? Fuck you guys, okay? Really.
It's...
Well, no, like, to your point about like, the perception of gamers now or whatever, did you read the story about Super Metroid?
No.
Like, the recent one? Okay, so... The Wii U, I think once a month or once a week, like a different game is 30 cents on their store or whatever. The most recent one was Super Metroid, which is fantastic.
Yeah, great game.
You're introducing a bunch of really new gamers to Metroid, right? For really, really cheap. That's fantastic. Now, Metroid has the ball where she can just spin around and go through rocks and stuff.
Yes.
Right.
There was a site that cataloged all the all the little kids on Twitter that are playing the game, like the new kids, right? They're all stuck at the same exact spot, and it's the very first spot where you get where there's two rocks and you have to do the ball to go through them. And no one knows how to use it because it wasn't in a tutorial. So they're all stuck. everybody's stuck on this one spot because, and their main complaint, like, because people, if they get stuck, they say,
The
this
game
game
sucks.
sucks. Yeah, this game sucks. I'm stuck.
This game sucks. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
They don't tell me what to do. There was no tutorial, and I'm just laughing my what off.
Tutorials are just masturbation. What's the point?
And I saw it, and I just said, "There's no they have to be trolling everybody. They has to be part of a group, and this can't be real." And no, it was legitimate. Nintendo ended up releasing the manual to tell people how to play the game. And that just, I don't know. I didn't have any problems learning how to do Metroid's little ball.
Ryan, the whole generation is fucked. That's all. They need to be spoon-fed. If it's not on Instagram or their Facebook
If there's
feed,
not an app on your fucking phone for it, they can't do it.
it's bad, dude. It's bad. But you know what?
Well,
Fuck them. Who cares?
Kids nowadays in school, they're like, we can use our phones and stuff for this, right?
Well, no, do you remember when they re-released Titanic in HD, not too long ago?
Yeah.
Or it might have been
Just
3D or
happened.
something.
Yep.
Yeah, do you remember all the stupid Twitter people who didn't know that the Titanic was real?
What?
Did you follow that?
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
boat itself?
Our schools
Yeah.
are shitty. It's a fact.
Yeah, they people you can tell they're teenagers, or it's like a Twitter thing when it's got their picture of a teenager or whatever, and it says
By the way,
oh my
look how
god,
slow you
I
move.
didn't know that Titanic was real.
Ugh.
What?
Or talking about the movie.
Kobe Bryant twittered after a bunch of LA Lakers saw Lincoln. They didn't know it was a real story.
Oh my goodness.
Dude.
Oh wait, are you talking about
we're
the vampire
dumb.
one?
Our country is full of morons. We're fucked.
Are you talking about the Vampire Slayer one? Because I'm sure that one.
No,
actually
real. The Lincoln. A real one.
The
Oh.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
The real actor.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't know that Lincoln was actually a person.
Yeah. Yeah, and they didn't know that the way that it ended, and they didn't know that.
Wait a minute.
That's why you're black
just
and you're
fucking-
free and you make millions and millions of dollars is because Abraham Lincoln stepped the fuck up and did some stuff.
No, actually, to be fair, okay, he didn't release the slaves because he's a good dude. He did it to cripple the South.
Yeah.
That's what he did. It wasn't because I think they should be equal. He did it to cripple
It was
the
not
South.
the focal point of the Civil War, but it became the outcome.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, it was an economic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was about
Like I said-
taxing and other things.
Yeah,
Well, that's just anything else. Follow the fucking money. But, I mean,
Yeah, but
we
that's
have
why
a
it
generation of
happened, because-
morons where it's...
because the labor was from the blacks in the South. He freed the South. He freed the slaves from the South. No more labor. The South has to essentially give up the war. That's why he did it.
You're in super bonus time.
And me and my brethren down here are still paying for it today.
Well,
Yeah.
bottom line is that, was that your girl or was that just an egg that you got?
No, that was an extra life, I think, or something weird. I don't know. All right, so here's this is the basic.
This is the special ending, right? Because the sunflower.
This is the basic ending, and then it'll cut to a different scene for the good ending. So here's my girlfriend, looking all cute and hot. You know how birds look.
I want to fuck that egg sack.
What else? What other projects did we try to do with Chris that never really worked out?
Tons.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I like
He was
Chris,
supposed to
but
do
it
me a
seems
website. He never did it.
Seems like every time we would get together, it's always somehow
He
he
still
ends
has
up
one of my
having to defend
domains that I
himself
want back, not safe for work sports.
about something stupid or whatever.
Oh yeah, that was another thing. You guys were talking about the sports games, and he didn't like that either.
Yeah,
Yeah, you would get pissed off, but he's like, "Oh, I need it for my thing."
yeah, because me
I
and
want that
Kevin are
domain
big
back. Not
sports
safe for work
people.
sports. Not.
We're
.net.
very into sports. We're epic fans, and Chris isn't, and Ryan is just whatever sometimes about them. So
But I at least understand that the sports exist, and I know basic.
yeah,
in almost any given sport, I know the basic major headlines.
Right, it's going to spill into our conversation theoretically. You know, it's not
and I don't shut
it'll
down.
leave as quickly as it comes. But Chris just took it personal because we were taking up airtime.
Chris takes everything personally. That was just his deal.
He's like, dude, no, let's get back on script. Let's get back on target. Dude, no, it's not supposed to be scripted. It's us doing whatever.
By the way, I would like to put in for Courtney. She was pretty awesome. I actually listened to some of her old stuff. Courtney, pretty awesome.
She seemed very unfunny to me.
Oh,
I'm going to start up the
here's
Unfunny Girl show. I'm going to do that just to spite you.
All right, so
the extra ending.
That was the extra ending right there. Was the girl turning into that guy again, to be continued. Not a lot, but it's something.
You know what? We're not going to cut this tight, though, because this is our anniversary thing. We're going to talk about it.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
We're going to talk it out.
Yeah.
That was Alfred Chicken. Great game.
Yeah. That was a nice revisiting of our first video.
When Ryan and I were trying to figure out what we wanted, we were weighing what we were doing for Nerf Gamer and Chris Gold's site, Chris Gold Live or whatever. What was it called? Was it Nerf Gamer or Chris Gold? I can't even fucking.
Well, y'all did Chris Gold. It was Chris before I came in. It was Nerf Gamer.
It was both. There was Chris Gold Live.
It was Chris Gold Live at first, and then it was Nerf Gamer, right?
Yeah, because he wanted to. Well, because he didn't want to have his name on it.
For a reason.
Like he thought it would be cool to have his name. That's why he made Chris Gold Live, and then he kind of realized, I guess, kind of stupid.
All right. So then, in any event, we were doing this normal audio podcast, and then we were talking about games and stuff, and then there was content, and we can pretend that it was a site, but whatever. And then Ryan and I would talk about the old games. And
Chris would shut down completely because he never played them.
He would stew about it. He would bitch and moan, and like, if I mentioned 3DO, oh fuck you, nobody cares. Ryan would like mention like, yeah, I got that NES game.
Mega Man got
nobody cares
a lot because that was one of my.
Funny story. As it turns out, NES games are going for like $800 for the rare ones. So go fuck yourself, Chris. You were wrong.
Coincidentally, I did read that story about the woman here in North Carolina finding
stadium events.
Stadium events
got it for like
in the
$15.
box. Go her. $138,000 she got off of that.
Are you serious? That much?
Yes. $138,000.
No way. No, there's no way that went.
That's what it said in the story.
That's a lot of money. So anyway, Ryan and I loved old games, and so that's how this site happened. We threw around a couple of names. What were the names we were throwing around? I don't even remember.
Wait, for this site, like the one we're on now?
We Just Go Right was
Right was one.
Go Right was one of the first things we thought about.
World-1.com.
We couldn't get it. That's actually a shitty fucking alternative band. I can't wait till they fold. Yeah,
oh, yeah.
I had to fight about the Twitter because they have it. It's just this shitty. They're just like World -1. We're brooding. We mean things about things. They're whatever. So it was a video game reference. World-1.net. It's from Mario Brothers. Ryan's idea, as I recall. And I'd never made a website before, so I was just like, you know what? I'm going to buy the domain and let's just fucking do it.
Yeah, I remember we talked about this. I said, that works because World-1 really had no point, and we wanted the site to not really have a directive.
And we don't have a point. I don't.
Yeah. So it
well,
really...
yeah, I remember that.
I haven't made space for advertising. I don't. Well, we're just doing this because it's fun. This is what we want to do. It's our little love note
to reach out to you people.
So anybody that actually fucking pays attention,
Chris had problems paying the bill.
He had the cheapest, shittiest web hosting. No,
he had like that's what started the first tagline. We were world-1.net, and it's what was it? Something about
it was because
you don't know either, or you figure it out, or something like that.
It was
our first tagline was you figure it out.
You figure it out.
Yeah, that was one of them. Another one was it was something like because we can afford $9 a month.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, yes, it was.
That was one of them.
This is because we can afford it. And it really was. One of the issues that we had with Nerfed Gamer and Chris Gold Live was that Chris bought the cheapest web hosting, so we couldn't really...
No, hold on. And remember, the site would be down half the time. And he
it
wouldn't
was
say
down
anything.
all the time.
Yeah,
we made this webcast. We made this podcast. Yeah, he wouldn't tell us.
It would just like I would try to go and it would say, "Oh, if you're the owner of this website, you need to contact us immediately."
And you know, not to hash it out or talk on it, but we touched on it earlier. How I haven't really contributed much to this site. I'm not gonna lie or anything. I know I haven't. But like with Chris with Nerf Gamer, he was like every week he's like, "Yeah, I need an article, man. I need something. I need something. I need something." I'm just like, dude, what the fuck?
Because he was modeling himself after OG's site.
Yeah, but that's also because Oscar's site runs off of gaming news, which happens every day.
Yeah, and OG has like 6 writers.
And he had been doing it like, what, 10, 12 years or something? He has a history of doing it.
Yeah, OG's been doing it for like ever, for like 10 years.
Yeah.
And Chris was just like...
obviously, he's going to have more of a structure. It's a business for him.
Dude, he didn't value the old games, and that's basically what Ryan and I are interested in.
Right, and that's how
because you had a collection from and you lost in Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah.
So like,
but that kind of how we got tied in with Adventures on Channel 3 is something through him.
Well, Adventures on Channel 3 happened.
Well, it happened because we were trying to find a video element. Ryan for came up with the name. About nonsense.
Yeah, Ryan came up with a name. I remember you texted me the name. I specifically remember it because we were trying to figure out
what to call
how
it.
to.
Well, we were trying to put together.
That we're playing old games. And
without
not
saying.
Yeah, because like the World Minus One thing, it's a little. It's obscure.
Not everyone's going to get that reference.
Exactly, and so like he's like, well, I mean, we were like we were texting each other, and it was like, so what are we doing? You play it. It's off the Nintendo, right? It's RF. How about RF Switch Adventures? No. So like
nobody would get that reference.
Well, we were. Like, I think I was obsessed with RF
It was
Switch.
A double thing because my initials are RF, so it was going to be something like the RF something.
And then Ryan's like, "Well, you play that on Channel 3," and then all of a sudden he's like, "Adventures on Channel 3," and I'm like, "That just works."
Yeah.
And so like because Chris didn't value the old games, and that's all we cared about. That's all Ryan and I would talk about. We would talk about old games after the podcast. So like we're like, this is what we're gonna do.
Every game we would play would have some derivative that would lead us back. Like if it was something about talking about football, we would end up talking about Tecmo, or it was always we came back to it in some fashion.
We'd always come to the roots.
So well, the thing I remember that got Chris bummed, like I talked to him about this before, was like we would talk about a new game, but that would set off a memory of an old game, and he never played it, so he couldn't contribute.
Yeah.
Yeah, he never cared. So, like, and if he didn't care, though, and he's like, it's my site.
I literally think the only thing collectively, honestly, that the 4 of us ever did that had any kind of merit, true merit, is we played The Simpsons together on Xbox Live. That's about...
I wish he'd saved that, because that was actually a pretty good podcast.
But that's really about the only thing we ever did as a group that we all agreed on.
I think we got to figure out how to do more of that. Like,
we can do like the X-Men. The X-Men can do 6 people.
Well, I mean, this is the anniversary. It's the first year. It's learning. We're still evolving. We could definitely, I say in the next year coming up.
No way. We're not evolving anymore. We're Pikachu, and we've used a Thunderstone, and we're not evolving anymore.
You know what I'm saying, dude?
So no, I don't. Are we a Raichu?
Well, absolutely, we're Raichu now. There's no going back.
So you gotta get Waldo done. I'm gonna save this for a while. This is gonna post on our anniversary. That's our little love note for the 6 people that fucking give a shit.
Yeah.
This is how it happened. Ryan and I really fucking like old games. Like, and he's as it turns out, over the last year, he has been a prolific collector. He has almost all of them.
I'm almost done.
And
how'd you score the Flintstones? You got some sick deal?
Yeah, I traded my Wii.
That's what I told Dave. Like
30-something game that's at a game, like a random game. Like, it was a retro game store, but the guy didn't know.
You said it was an $800 video game.
Well, back then it was only like $325.
Okay, well, that's the thing too. The hipsters have caught on to NES, and so it's.
Yeah, I know. That's why I started collecting Master System because they haven't discovered the Master System yet.
That's why I'm going heavy on. I'm following Ryan's lead. I'm going heavy on Master System and heavy on Genesis.
Sega. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're gonna do Master System, keep a track on the game Alf. Because I have a feeling that game's gonna get super hipster.
Yeah, they got like a movie or something.
I don't have it. Is it a disc or is it a cart?
It's a cartridge.
Okay, I'll dig it up. Here's the thing.
Look for it.
My other dude, Dave, who is a collector,
Yeah.
that I was hanging out with, he wants.
Is this the one that just got Power Blade 2?
He's getting it next week. He's getting Scat, Power Blade 2.
Scat's a good one now. Like I got my copy of Scat for $4.
Oh,
but
he's paying like $30 for it.
Yeah, well, Scat's like $100 game now.
Yeah, he's paying a lot of money for it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I told you when I was in Texas, I got Stack Up's like a $50 game, give or take.
Actually,
I got it for $6.
Next time I get him over, like I'll link you guys up, and you guys can just talk shop.
Yeah, I think
it'll work out well. Like he's
I think it'll work
serious.
better than my friend Dave and him make a stupid bet.
Not Bet Welcher.
You're gonna have to beat Punch Out in front of him if you ever meet him, just to get
I'll do
validation.
I don't even care.
You just punch out him, just beat him, just Star Punch, beat him up. No, other Dave he's a registered nurse. He's a good dude. He works.
Hey, look,
in the ER.
When I go there in September, we're gonna have to do like some special show. Since we'll be in studio with you, Kev, we're gonna have to figure something out.
I lost our drunk cast.
Yeah, we had a good
so
one.
Awesome.
It might be like lingering somewhere in my hard drive. I don't remember which computer I recorded it on, but yeah, we were wasted. We were fucking plowed.
It was great shit, though. It was Mega Man, too, right? It's what started the Mega Man problems every time we try and do a Mega Man.
Yeah.
No, we've always had problems with Mega Man.
I know,
I don't know why.
That's the world -1 rule. If we record Mega Man, something bad's gonna nothing's gonna fucking work.
It takes like 3 tries to get a Mega Man game.
Oh, Alfred Chicken. What a good game.
Started it all.
It did. We were trying to figure out what to do, and Ryan's like, well, this game I did a no-death run, and it's really awesome, and it's called Alfred Chicken. And I'm like, I've never heard of that. And he's like, well, let's see what happens. So our idea was that we wanted to do a podcast, but we didn't think
we wanted some kind of visual element, and I remember from the Chris Gold things, our things used to run really long because we would just ramble about nothing.
Oh, it'd be an hour and a half.
Yeah, so
like literally.
I mean, that's obviously way too long. So like another reason for the videos was to keep us kind of ringed into like a kind of a time frame.
Rein us in, yeah, to a time frame, and we thought that
it didn't quite work out with Punch Out, but you know,
something going on would be more interesting for the people paying attention.
Yeah, and like
I don't know if that's worked because nobody fucking goes to the site, but
you know, there's a few that go over, but there's justification for why. You know, I mean.
Well, I'm actually getting a little.
Yeah, which ones have we gone over? We went over on Bart versus the Bart games in general. Like we did both of those.
We went over on Mr. Gimmick.
Gone over
how awesome it was.
I would say about 35%.
Cheetah Man. Oh my god.
About 35.
Yeah. Does your friend have Cheetah Man yet?
No.
Oh.
He has like he said. Because he's on your NES, that thing.
Yeah.
What he thought was rare, he has uncommon.
Oh, okay. So
he's stepping it up. He wants more of the rare games. Like he's getting DuckTales 2. He wants Bubble Bobble 2. He's getting.
I got Bubble Bobble 2 boxed and loaded. It's sick.
Yeah, but no, and not
guys
funny, but those are rare, but they're also good games. It's not. I mean, there's double value in those.
Bubble Bobble 2, I don't think is actually even that good. I'll explain why.
Because it's the same as 1.
No, it's actually way better, but it's also way worse. I'll explain it when I get to it. I mean, if anything, I'll just talk about it as me playing the game. Like I won't beat it or anything.
So I guess we should expand to beyond no death runs, because that's just a lot of pressure on you.
I think I'm pretty well
At
so
some
far.
point, I still want to do like a Zelda run through because
I would like to figure out how we can all play.
How do we do? Do I need to record it when I'm up there in September with you? I mean, do you have the technology?
Dude, I just want to figure out how we can all play a game online together.
That would be awesome.
I do think some of the best stuff we did for Crest Gold Live was when we all did Ninja Turtles and he recorded it.
Yeah, and The Simpsons, and
Yeah, that was a good one. One thing that Chris and I did, we did a Halo Anniversary Edition.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty fun.
Playing together is pretty fun.
Yeah, it's like the thing about like those games. I mean, if you're not, for me anyway, it's not enjoyable if I'm just playing against random people that are screaming all the time. So it is what it is, I guess.
So if nothing else, take that. The positive note: games can bring people together,
right?
As long as they're not assholes.
Well, I have 2 friends that I started an internet website with.
Yeah, and I remember how me and Kevin got started. We were in a Street Fighter, endless, total random endless. And he was playing with Geff, and I came in with Geff, and he was just all like, oh, another Geff player, huh? And this and that. And I did something, he's like, oh, that was awesome. That made me wet and rubbery. And that one comment literally was like, the rest of the night was like, wet and rubbery. Holy shit, a grown man.
Oh, more like for 3 years.
Yeah, and so now we're to where we are because of the term wet and rubbery.
And then I remember how I met Ryan. He plowed my ass, and I'm like, holy shit, that's a good Ryan. What's up, dude?
Yeah.
And
so
then
we all met through like some variation of Street Fighter.
Well, then we fell into I friended him and I talked to him, and then we fell into a thing with like Chris Gold and stuff, and then like Chris Gold was telling the stories of his awful, horrible life.
For those of you that don't know and haven't played him in Street Fighter,
you'll get plowed.
He's pretty fucking good. But he's not a dick about it. Like, he'll stop and be like, no, you can't do that. He'll try and, like, actually teach you.
He'll tell you why, like, stop jumping.
He'll tell you what you're about to do and why it won't work, and you'll still do it, but you'll like, no, don't jump. Oh, you jumped. Oh. But, like, he's not an asshole. He's not like the smug, I'm #1 in the world. I'm going to kick you out my room just because you're rating and shit.
No, I'll play whoever. I don't care.
Cool. He's a very reasonable person. He won't do that dick stuff like...
Generally, didn't care. He wasn't smug about how good he is. And he'll tell you right now he's not that good, but he's lying.
So in any event, this is going to be our anniversary thing. It's our nerdy little site. Like it or not.
It's a site out of love, not profit.
We don't fucking care. I didn't advertise anything. I haven't monetized any of our videos.
Much like retro gaming itself, it's very basic, but... if you give it time, it's really fun.
like with Chris Gold shit, where we couldn't store anything. Like we were running out of space to do the podcast.
Dude, what's the password? I don't know. I can't log in.
To do this next podcast, we have to delete the first 2. It's like,
yeah, what was that about?
Because he was paying it's literally the cheapest. The cheapest is $6.50, and it's like 9 and change. I pay $168.
He basically was a step up from running what PlayStation Network runs on.
We're just going to strip off the nuts and bolts. I learned how to do the Photoshop and stuff myself. I learned how to upload the WordPress and stuff myself via a little bit of help from the GoDaddy support team. It costs $168 a year for world-1.net. We have unlimited everything. Like, if you wanted to, you could just upload whatever, unlimited videos to our thing. If you could learn upload. Ryan doesn't learn upload.
You just click the thing.
He doesn't care. You just click the thing. Yeah, you just click the thing.
Just click it.
Just click the thing.
Just click the thing.
Click the thing and it happens. But no, seriously, like
that's my little personal joke. Like cooking the sandwich, they get me with that phrase. Just click the thing. That's what sets me off.
It's a labor of love. We don't make any money. We just enjoy doing this stuff. We collect. We play video games.
And I mean, honestly, I think retro games. I mean, to forget them is just to forget everything. Like I don't know. Like it's like that dumb cliche. Like to forget our history is to be doomed to repeat it or whatever.
You know what?
Like.
If only we could repeat games like Mr. Gimmick or Alfred Chicken. Most new games are forgettable. Frankly.
Well, they're forgettable, they're gray, and they're realistic. They look good.
They're not as good as Mario 64, but they're playable, and that's just where it is. They added a bunch of shit.
It's kind of like that that epitome relationship. Like, she's hot, I've got to get with her. You work your ass off, you earn it, you get with her, and then she has no substance. Where
I think you nailed it.
The girl next door,
yep,
that is not that bad looking, has some good qualities. You finally come around. That's retro.
Maybe you'll actually fall in love and have a real fucking relationship.
Yeah, but see, if they're too smart, then you can't demean them and then make them so they'll never leave you.
You are so SoCal.
Yeah, as long as you don't let them steal your fries.
We don't do that in the Midwest. And yeah,
Don't
as
steal
long
my
as the bitch,
fries, right?
Barbie. Good reference. I just need to point.
But that's actually what it is, though. I mean, if you're just going to play
Dana,
you're just
my
buying
wife,
games for graphics at this point.
Dana, my wife, tends to point people to the Barbie podcast because she finds it really funny. But I'm like, when I re-listen to that, I'm like, oh god.
Well, the
they
thing
would
is,
think me an awful human being if they actually listened all the way through. Because like, the irony I'm obviously trying to point out is that Barbie is basically a prostitute, but it just, ugh, yeah. That's a.
Well,
we'll have to relive that game as well.
No, we don't need to.
We can just leave that as
it's our best work.
I have particular views on women that not very many people think are very.
Girls can go kick rocks.
He's not PC.
Yeah, I'm not a computer.
No,
right,
never.
So finish Waldo, so we have more shit to do. But this is gonna go on our anniversary. And happy anniversary, world-1.net. Ah!
Thank you, you four people.
Yeah, thanks for the year, guys. We love you. All 6 of you that actually watch our stupid bullshit.
You know what? In the
videos.
coming year, get a friend to join because I'd like to double our numbers to 12.
You know what though? Really, if
we hit double digits, we'll have an online party or something.
If you like the stuff,
we'll
fucking
invite
get
you
a
to
friend.
each personally say hi on the side.
What was the name of the
You
friend?
leave a message on their answer machine. Were you from the 70s?
before SyncTube?
You can buy us. We'll give you a shirt that says World-1.
Before SyncTube went into the gutter, what was the name of the dude that friend we made when we were doing
Foxtrot.
Foxtrot.
Foxtrot had some good quality stuff. Too.
My favorite Bill and Mend comic.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
All
fun.
Right. Finish Waldo, please.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
That'll probably
Which
get
means
posted
that
before this too.
Waldo will have to be after the anniversary special.
Actually, it'll probably be before. We actually, I make note all the time of how we totally go.
Yeah, I know, Kevin. I was just saying that's kind of our thing. We talk about a game and then we, do it.
This site is not afraid to break the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
are
really don't.
Document Brown. We are Back to the Future, but still living in the past.
No, it's not even that. It's we don't really know what we're doing. So
yeah, we're clueless. We're just idiots. It's May 20th. I don't know. This is gonna get posted in a month, so we got to have something in between, like at least like 2 in theory, maybe 3. We could skip a week. Life could go on. But yeah. Anyway, listeners, all 6 of you, we love you. Shane, he's the one who sounds like he's on an old phone.
I'm the hillbilly.
He's the hillbilly. Ryan, he's the ringer. We just
At least I'm not a dead ringer. Am I right?
Right.
Am I
we
right?
just wanted to do something that we love.
That mustache is attractive.
We never expected to make any money off this, and we totally don't. Trust us. Ryan's a collector. He likes to beat old games. And that's just what we do.
I'm a collector that actually plays what I have.
Yeah, it's all Unreal stuff. He uses the dog bone on his top loader. Oh, yeah. Do you use the dog bone or do you use the square box?
No cheats.
I'd use the NES Max because that's how I roll. Yeah. World-1.net. We love you. This is our anniversary. Mwah. Kisses. Kiss him, everybody.
No.
No, that's your thing.
You guys are dicks.
Yeah.